paying for a storage unit that you won an auction on is only the first step in that process. What you think can be a awesome deal turns out to be a monster, time waste, money suck, you name it. That was my experience with my first 2 units that I purchased a few weeks ago, and I just wanted to share some highlights from that. So, number one, don't try and mimic the experts. The experts will explain everything that they say is the how you evaluate things, how you can properly tell if it's a good unit, and then you watch these videos and the units that I got looked so similar to some of the ones they get. So what you learn right away, what I learned right away is that not that the internet lies, but they don't always show you the big L's that they take. And these 2 units were vastly different. Both were outdoor units, which lesson one, if you can, get indoor units, especially in the summertime when it's, let's say, 95 degrees outside. So, lesson one, indoor units. Lesson two, don't be deceived by what you see initially. So there's a reason that other people didn't bid on these units. The one unit was full of old furniture. So to me, my initial uneducated assumption was, well, if the boxes and stuff don't have items, then the furniture will be worth flipping. Well, I was incredibly wrong. That furniture was junk. It was all broken and beat up. It was the stuff that you would see on the side of a curb when you're driving through a neighborhood. So complete waste. The boxes on the inside, it was like somebody had a garage sale for grandma and grandpa who passed away, and they decided to keep everything after the garage sale that nobody wanted, all the stuff from the junk drawers, everything, put them in boxes, and then pay to store them for God knows how long. That's what that storage unit was. Huge frustration. I went through and just tried to find every last bit of value out of that, and I'm left with this pile of junk that I can put for sale, but is it worth my time? Is it worth my effort? No. But the great part was that it was a huge learning lesson for me, and it showed my family that I'm willing to follow through on something even when I make a mistake. So my wife was humble enough to not completely bust my chops on this waste of an effort. Now, the financial behind that one was very low. It just turned into an entire weekend of time that I spent away from my family, pretty much paying to donate their items that were trash. And by paying, I mean I took it to the dump. So that one was a waste. I got a second unit, which here's my second or third error, is that I thought it was an indoor unit based off the photos, but goes to show how little I was paying attention because I was so excited to be bidding and to win the auction. Well, this unit was in fact outside, and it was full of absolute garbage. It was just trash bags, and some of the videos I've seen online of people going through these trash bags, the things they pull out, a Louis Vuitton bag, etc., etc. That just didn't happen there. It was full of Gildan branded Walmart clothes, worth nothing. Luckily, they had a trash can there, so I was able to throw most of that stuff into the big dumpster that was at that storage facility. Again, looks are so deceiving with these units. So the lessons chalked up are, you really have to understand what you're getting into with these units. And you can't judge a book by its cover. The ones that these people show online where they spend $200 and they find $5,000 worth of items in these units, it's ridiculous because it's just a roll of the dice. So how can you have a successful and profitable business that you want to invest in when it's like going to the casinos, as somebody pointed out in a previous video of mine? I could have just taken that money, went to the slots, and maybe I would have came out with something more. I don't know. But with this, I had time, effort, and the results were lackluster. So take it from my experiences that storage unit flipping can have its place, but when you're evaluating businesses to get into as a side hustle that you want to turn into an actual business, storage unit flipping is a very challenging one to get into. I'm not saying it's not feasible, and there's certainly people out there doing it, but I think a lot of these people use it as content and not necessarily as the backbone of their business. Sure, they find some amazing things. I spent $5,000 on this millionaire's unit. Okay, that's great. But for a guy like me who's trying to build a business and build a way to break free from the 9 to 5 in essence, that's not where I'm trying to sink my money, because $5,000 I could sink into a very, I don't want to say lucrative, but a very cost effective side business. You know, you could buy vending machines, you could buy ATMs, you could buy a hot dog stand, okay, in case I want to run it for $5,000. So let's take that off the table and we'll just stick to this. We'll give it a 2 out of 10 scale for a rating. So what happened is done and over with. And what I've learned is that I can follow through even when the going gets tough. Because can I tell you something? I was extremely discouraged when I realized I was going to be making 4 or 5 dump runs in my truck cross town, which was 25 minutes away, just to drop off one single load of trash. And I was thinking to myself, I'm paying to throw this person's trash away. How stupid am I? And you're not dumb. You're just learning. And that's what I want to share to you guys, is that you're going to make mistakes. To get where you want to go, you have to take chances. And you have to have joy in the mistakes. You have to be able to come through the other side and say, you know what? I have improved. I've learned this little nugget. And over time, you're going to stack those nuggets into something that you can build a foundation of knowledge and of wisdom, and make actually informed decisions that will produce profitable results. And that's what we're in this for. We're in this to flip up to the next thing. And to get to that next level, you have to make mistakes. So don't be afraid to make yourself look like a fool, because I certainly did. And I'm telling the world about it. So these are all, wow, this is a new chapter for my life. So don't be afraid, guys, to get out there and to do it. Just go for it.